What if I tell you that in your English exam, you can actually score full marks just by telling a good story? Yes, really. Story writing is not about being Shakespeare. It's about being clear, creative and smart. Now, many students, they lose marks here not because they cannot imagine a story, but because they do not structure it properly. Well, not anymore. Hi everyone, I am Kirti from PlanetSpark, and in today's video, I am going to show you exactly how to write a perfect story in the exam without panicking, without wasting your time. So, let's get started. Okay, now what exactly is story writing? Let's discuss that first. Now, story writing is the art of creating a short, meaningful narrative with a clear beginning, a proper middle, and a proper ending as well. It's about developing a given idea or a situation into a complete logical story. In class 9th CBSE, it usually comes for 5 marks and the word limit here is 100 to 120 words. You are given an outline, a clue or any situation, and using it, you have to expand it properly and make it into a story. It is creative writing, but creative does not mean random. Your story, it must be organized and it should be structured. It should be meaningful because the examiner checks clarity and proper conclusion. Now, let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about the format of story writing. Yeah? Okay. First, always remember that you must give your story a title. It is absolutely compulsory. Second, you must have a clear beginning, a logical middle, a proper ending, and you have to write in paragraphs. Do not just write in one paragraph because you'll lose marks even if your idea is good. Moving on, let's talk about the structure of a good story. A good story has 4 main parts. Introduction, where you introduce the settings and the characters. Now, the next is the problem and the conflict. Third is the climax, and fourth is the resolution or the moral, which is also a turning point for a story, okay, where everything is solved and the story concludes. Here, you can write how the character solves the problem or how, if it's an adventure, how the adventure ends. If you follow the simple structure, your story automatically becomes well organized. Remember, introduction, problem, climax, and resolution. You can give a moral as well if you want. Now let's talk about how to write the story, how to write the beginning of a story. In the beginning, clearly introduce your characters and setting. You can start with lines like, it was a bright summer morning, once upon a time, Rohan was returning home when something unusual happened. Now these openings, they can help you smoothly enter the story. So do not start abruptly or write incomplete sentences. Your introduction should gently lead the reader into the situation, into the story. Now let's talk about the middle part, which is also developing the problem or the adventure. Now this is where your story becomes very interesting. You have to build the suspense very gradually and very slowly, and you have to describe the events in a proper sequence, in a proper logical sequence. Avoid unnecessarily details and do not add many characters because it becomes very messy. Now every sentence should move the story forward and should connect it logically with the previous one. Now, the climax is the most exciting part of a story. This is where the main turning point happens. Maybe the character makes a big decision or something unexpected occurs. Now, keep it very realistic, clear, so that the reader feels the impact of the moment. Okay, you can show the action here or the decision which the character takes. Moving on and talking about the ending of the story. After the climax comes the resolution. This is where the problem gets solved or the adventure ends properly. Never end abruptly. If suitable, you can use endings like, does honesty always pays? Try to add a valuable lesson. A proper ending gives satisfaction to the reader, to the examiner, and definitely full marks to you. Now moving on to talking about the language rules here. Always use past tense in your exams when you're writing a story. Always past tense. Use third person narration. Okay? Your vocabulary, it should be very simple and clear. Writing a good story doesn't mean writing fantastic words, okay? It's more about being clear with your story, structuring it properly and in a proper sequence. Now try to avoid using slang and informal tone, okay? Maintain paragraphing and check your spellings before submitting your exams. Now let's quickly also talk about the common mistakes that we usually make. Students often forget to write a title, or they exceed the word limit, or there is no proper ending for the story. They are changing the tenses too regularly, okay? Do not do that. Some write irrelevant content that does not match the given outline. Avoid these mistakes and I assure you, you will get full marks in your story writing. Now, here is also a practice question for you. You have to complete the story using the outline here which I have shared with you. Okay, a boy found a wallet on the road, he checked inside, he was confused and finally, okay, now you can pause this video and try to write a story in your own words within 5 to 10 minutes. I have also shared the model answer here for you. The title, Honesty Rewarded. Notice how I have written the title also in the beginning and in the top. Rohan was walking home from school when he noticed a wallet lying on the road. Curious, he picked it up and found a large sum of money along with an ID card. For a moment, he was tempted to keep it, but his conscience stopped him. He decided to return it to the owner whose address was mentioned on the card. The grateful man thanked Rohan and praised his honesty. Rohan felt proud and satisfied. Thus, honesty always brings its own rewards. Notice how I'm ending with a proper moral here. Now, before submitting your answer, quickly check if you've written the title in the story in the top. Check if there's a logical flow maintained throughout your story. There should be proper paragraphs. Clear climax and clear ending. Make sure you used past tense throughout your story and you stayed within the word limit. If you do all of these, remember you'll definitely get full marks. Now, story writing is not difficult. It's about clarity and creativity. A clear beginning, logical middle, strong climax and proper ending. Follow this formula and you can easily score 5 out of 5 in your exam. If this video helped you, make sure to like, share and subscribe. I'm Kirti from PlanetSpark and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, thank you. Class 9th to 12th students, this is your chance. Get a free personalized English demo session designed to boost marks and confidence. Tap the link in the description given below, select your grade, fill in your number and secure your spot today.